Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Most people would love that look. I'm going to be a little bit more picky and clean it up a little bit more, but, you know, you don't have to get, you don't have to be as picky as I'm being. It just depends on what you like and what your customer likes. Although, me personally, my personal philosophy is I like 18th century style ironwork and the techniques that they use to produce it, which we don't know all those techniques, but we can study and reverse engineer and figure some of it out. It was very efficient and often very, very highly skilled. And so I kind of hold myself to what, like, sort of a segment of what I understand to be 18th century standards. And that's what I enjoy. I refuse, unless I'm gonna have to be a lot hungrier than I am now, to let a customer tell me to, like, beat something up and give it a distressed finish by modern standards. I don't like that. I don't mind it being a little rough and handmade looking, but I'm not gonna do what I consider to be poor craftsmanship and something that belies a lack of skill just because someone in their modern mindset likes it. Now that's me being picky. When I was first starting out, I didn't have enough of a market built up to I couldn't afford to be that picky. But when you get to the point where you're getting more and more and more work, and there's more work coming in than you can do, don't feel bad about raising your prices and narrowing down into doing what you want to do within the trade or whatever. You don't have to do everything. One of my biggest pieces of advice when it comes to learning to hand forge, learning to be skilled in hand forging, is to not listen to all the people that whine and complain, no offense to the whiners and complainers, but about repetition. They're like, oh, nobody wants to make, hundreds of one thing over and over again. And it's true, I don't want to make, only nails for the rest of my life. But if you embrace the challenge that comes with repetition, making the same thing over and over again, and if you embrace the challenge of, like, always getting better and faster and more consistent, then repetition will teach you skill like nothing else. Like nothing else. That's why 15-year-old kids in the 1700s in nail-making shops in England could forge nails at a speed and consistency that would just, be just blinding to even some of the best blacksmiths today. Because they were doing the same thing 60, 70 hours a week over and over and over again. And, I don't want to be a nail maker 70 hours a week, but making the same thing over and over again, like, embrace the repetition and think about that. Think about what it's doing for you. And making big batches of something is just really, really, really good for you if you want to be skilled. And this is not, even if you want a power hammer and you want power equipment and stuff, the better you get at hand forging, the better you'll be with that equipment too. Now, in general, with some qualifications, it's a good business principle to take all the work that comes along, hire people if you need to, whatever. But it's also an easy pitfall to fall into, let yourself become overburdened, and this is speaking from experience. It is better to do less work with better customer service and let people pay for quality of service as well as the end product than to let yourself get so buried that you can't be good to your word and deliver stuff on time. And the saying, a man's only as good as his word. And in business, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you wouldn't want to wait after the time somebody told you something would be done, don't do that to other people. And just that one thing will take you a long ways in your business. You want to be known as the guy that's not cheap but does good work and will treat you right.